Hi everybody, my name is Peter Boyer and I recommend this lesson for the 11th grade. I picked 3 texts, actually one lesson that consists 3 texts, which I really like. The title of the lesson is Narrow Escapes. When I teach this lesson to the students, I find it that they are interested in it. Because it's about people narrowly escaping some tragic accidents, and this gives students a thrill, I guess, and they can relate to it because possibly they all had some freaky, strange situations, like, I don't know, boiling a little bit over the oil, or making a fire, or falling off a tree, or anything, so they can relate to it. And I always get positive feedback, positive reaction from them. So I would like to start it. The course book is Enterprise 3, this lovely red course book. We're on page 48, and the title is Narrow Escapes, as I said. A. David. Let's see David's story. David Franklin was riding his motorbike through the Canadian mountains. It was a cool evening. He loved the quiet, lonely road and really enjoyed the feeling of speeding along in the fresh air. As I was turning a sharp corner, the back tire skidded. "That's the last thing I remember," says David. David lost control of the bike, and when he woke up, he was at the bottom of a hill. He was bleeding, and his left leg was broken. He knew he had to get back on the road for help. Slowly, he began the painful crawl up the hill. He was in agony, but kept going. Eventually, he reached the road. A passing car stopped to help him. David felt extremely relieved. He was exhausted, but he knew he was lucky to be alive. This is David's story. So if you are a biker, or if you had any accident related to traffic, then you can relate to this story also. Well, I guess everybody fell off his or her bike, so yeah, it may be painful. B. Eva. Okay? Eva Hart felt excited when in 1912 she and her family boarded the famous new ship, the Titanic. It was the first voyage of this amazing ship, and also the last, as the ship never reached its destination. On the 4th day of its voyage, the Titanic crashed into a huge iceberg. The engine stopped and water started rushing into the ship. All around me, people were screaming and running to the lifeboats. My father lifted me into one of them. "Hold your mother's hand and don't be afraid," he said to me. I was shaking with fear. Eva's father stayed behind to help the other passengers. Tragically, there weren't enough lifeboats for everyone. Eva never saw her father again. "He should have come with us," she kept repeating as the ship disappeared into the sea. Well, it's a tragic story, and it may even be true, because as we know that many men fell victim to the Titanic's tragedy, and basically it was about not having enough lifeboats. So this father heroically saved many people, and he died meanwhile, so he's quite a hero. and that's related in the story. C. Patrick. Don't play on the rocks, Patrick, my mother said, and I left the house. It was a rather cold day, just a week before our holiday was over. The beach was lovely, but the tides were dangerous. Twice a day the sea came up and covered the rocks. I was playing on the rocks when suddenly, to my horror, I realized I was surrounded by water. I climbed up higher, but the water was rising fast. The rocks were wet and I kept slipping. I thought I was going to drown. The water had reached my waist when I saw a fishing boat. I screamed for help. The boat came towards me and the fisherman was able to rescue me just in time. From that day on, I never played on the rocks again. Well, yeah, this is another story about nature's fury, nature's strength. Many a times, basically when we live in our little flats, apartments or houses and we don't have enough experience with nature, we disregard nature, we think that we are lords and all-powerful, mighty rulers over nature, yet nature itself proves many times that this is not true. A fire or a bushfire or I don't know, when rifts collide and even high tide or any kind of natural disaster can prove that we are not that big, and nature still has a huge advantage, a huge edge on us. So, at the end of the lesson, I have 5 exercises for you. I often give you 3 exercises, but now there are 5. Why not? And the first one is right after the text. Which survivors, and you have here solved O, B, nearly died in a famous tragic accident? O is B. Here you have to fill in the letter for the survivor. The text has a letter A, B, C, and it has to be filled in. The first one is, was warned about something dangerous. The second one is, suffered great physical pain. Third one is, lost a relative. This is quite obvious. Was involved in a road accident. The fifth one is, narrowly escaped by boat. Here you have 2 possibilities, so number 5 and number 6 have the same question, narrowly escaped by boat, so 5 and 6. And 7 and 8 is, were helped by strangers. So here you have 2 possibilities again, that means 2 people were helped by strangers. Exercise number 4 is vocabulary practice. Look at the words in bold in exercise 3 and try to explain them. Then choose any 3 and make sentences. Here I recommend to you to translate the words in bold to Hungarian and then try to find synonyms for them in English, or try to explain them, then make sentences with them. Exercise 5 is, fill in the correct word for the list below, from the list below, sorry. Relieved, destination, exhausted, agony, rescued, drowned. First one, the fireman, ... the man who was trapped in the burning building. Saved is the word, so you have to fill in a word which is a synonym for it. Right, yes. Number 2, he was in, when he was injured during the football match. Great pain. 3, she felt ... when she heard that her son had survived the crash. And the word is comforted. Yeah. Number 4. Fortunately, the plane was able to reach its ... on one engine. And the word that has to be filled in, I mean the synonym to which we have to find a word, is journey's end. Here we have to find a synonym from the list. The sailor nearly, this is 5, ... when his boat sank. And the word is died on the water. 6. He was ... after working in the garden all day. And the word is very tired. Alright, exercise 6. Fill in the correct word from the list. Use the words only once. The words are to lose, to board, to ride, fishing, to feel, sharp, to keep, and reached. 1. A motorbike. 2. A ... corner. 3. ... control of something. 4. ... going. 5. ... relieved. 6. ... a ship. 7. He ... his destination. 8. A ... boat. And the last one is exercise 7. Words often confused. Underline the correct word. The sun rises or raises in the east. 2. If you know the answer, rise or raise your hand. 3. He skidded / slipped on a banana skin and broke his arm. And 4. The car skidded or slipped across the road and hit a tree. Thank you for your attention and blessings. Bye.